Hello guys, I am back at Moss HQ in Feltham to fit this new Jackson Racing cold air intake. I've got my friend over there, a guy called Tim White, and he is reading the manual for this. So when this has been installed on the car, I'm going to be getting, what do you reckon, another 20, 30 brake horsepower?
50, 60 easy.
50 or 60 horsepower, but I'll be happy with 3, as I said before. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this old airbox, ducting and cross pipe. It's all kind of really horrible black plastic, and we're going to replace it with all these nice new shiny bits. And then it's going to be weight reduction bro, and more air bro, and then racetrack bro. Before you unleash fury into the engine bay, remove the bonnet for better light and more room for activities. Take a Phillips screwdriver and undo the clamps, then pull off the cross pipe section. As part 1 done.
What we're going to need to do is we want to just sort of test fit it, see what's what.
Yeah.
This is not going to fit anymore.
Oh.
So that's fine. This will all stay in situ. Got a couple of replacement pipes. All of the new pipe work's going to sit underneath this coolant pipe. So
instead of it being on top like it was previously with all that horrible old plastic crap, it's going to sit nice and snug underneath.
Exactly.
Nice, nice.
So that's where it's going to sit.
Yeah.
We're just going to put it right in front of the fan.
Is that good?
Jackson Racing's a trusted brand.
Okay.
If they didn't think it was a good idea,
sweet,
they wouldn't have built it.
That's good enough for me. Next, unscrew and remove the radiator cover to test fit the new airbox. Undo the power steering line bracket to give yourself more clearance. So we're just trying to test fit the new lovely Jackson Racing cold air intake, but the trouble is that it doesn't really fit because this here fan is fatter than what the instruction manual reckons. And you've read the instruction manual.
I have.
And what does it say? It says it should fit in nice and snugly.
It should fit in nice and snugly.
But this is just not fitting.
Don't want to go.
So are we just gonna take a pickaxe to the shrouding? We've come up with a cunning plan. Well, Tim has had an idea. I'm hoping it's a cunning plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew all of this. We're going to take this there part off, and then we're going to see if we can just slot it underneath there. And then maybe we can, once it's slotted underneath, we can put assemble all this back, right?
Exactly that.
And then jobs are good un.
Job should probably.
But that was not in the instruction manual. It should be, in case of emergency, do this.
Exactly.
But we have to think outside the box because that's what men do. We don't need instructions.
No.
Okay. We just need a couple of men at night, darkness, being alone, just thinking, just bashing it out.
I'm concerned that there's going to be some Phil Collins playing.
Okay, so the Jackson Racing cold air intake is now being dismantled. It was about, I don't know, 8 screws or so. Now we're going to trial test this and this together. Obviously we're not having these going in as one unit. They're going to be separate units. So this should hopefully slip in fairly nicely. So the bolts are going to be there and there. Now we need to find out if this will slip underneath. Let's go in from the back entrance. We're good.
We're good.
We are good.
We're good.
So it means that we can fit the Jackson Racing cold air intake onto Phil, and he's going to be so happy.
Phil is going to be a very happy chap.
Oh, so that was good out of the box thinking.
Now that we know it'll actually fit into place,
yeah,
we need to remove the last couple of little bits and pieces that are in the way.
Okay.
This is the bypass feed for the idle control valve.
Okay. To get the clamps and idle control valve hose off, take a pair of mole grips or pliers, squeeze tight and wriggle like you mean it. Look who it is!
Tim appeared.
This is another Tim. Hello, another Tim.
Good evening.
We have been working very hard. You're going to shake my hand. It's going to be awesome. No, you're going to, because we're all friends.
All right.
So this is Tim with the yellow MX-5. He's the guy who I completely demolished. Like, I smashed you to pieces. And now you're arriving for the fun bit.
Coilovers?
No, I don't think so. I think we've run out of time for coilovers. But we're going to fit this, and it's going to be super fly. This is stage 1 of probably about 5 or 6 stages. And there's some wiring as well, which Tim over there is going to be doing.
I'm not that kind of engineer, I promise.
Right, so let's, so the bracket is out of the way. Let's line this up. Oh, like a glove. Like a bloody glove, mate. Once in position, tighten the airbox into place.
Now that the bolts are tight, it's now sort of largely in its final position. We just want to make sure you can hear it's rubbing.
Yeah.
So we just need to have a quick fiddle with the bolts and see if we can't just tweak its position ever so slightly.
Okay.
Which should stop it rubbing on things.
No!
That's a disaster.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh dude. The guy with the yellow supercharged MX-5, the guy who's really butthurt about losing the rev battle, I just asked him if he could tighten up the bolts on the rocker cover, because as you can see, there's a lot of oil here, and he was, and then there was a snapping noise, and then you sheared one of the bolts, so that's bad news. So what happens now?
We take it off and we do it again.
Oh no, dude. While Tim the Destroyer fixes the bolt he sheared off, we bin the bonnet support because the new airbox sits smack bang in the way of where it sat before. Then the old airbox and airflow meter is removed too.
Okay, so this is the airflow meter from your old airbox.
Yep.
That's the only bit we actually need from it.
Okay.
And you're holding one half.
Mm-hmm.
This is a piece of bracketry.
Yep.
This is the other half, and what we're going to do is all of these four parts are going to go together.
Yep.
And this is now all going to join the airbox itself
Okay.
to the inlet manifold itself.
And then I have horsepower.
And then you have many horsepower.
Yes. I'll use my washboard. Oh, that hurts. Oh my god. Okay, that's it. So while Tim is putting the bolts into the bracket and the mass airflow sensor, other Tim is having another attempt at getting the bolts into the rocker cover. And you're not going to shear a bolt this time?
No promises.
Okay, so where did you get the other bolt from? Because we were down one bolt.
From my engine.
So you gave up your engine, and when you took it out, you said it was still warm.
It was still warm.
So
My heart was still beating as I plucked it from its life.
so thank you for doing that, but you did shear it, so it's kind of fair.
Yeah.
Now we have everything together. We had those 4 pieces that Mr. Tim was dealing with, and that's what it looks like now. So we're just gonna slip and slide, aren't we? Slip and slide.
Pretty much. The only thing that you're going to be missing is we need to get these 2 clamps on.
Yep.
We'll just put them on really loose for now. Because we don't really want to complicate matters.
Cool. So that goes over that.
They both need to go over there.
Aha.
And you want to try and keep them with the little threaded bit sticking up. Makes it easier to adjust.
Cracking.
Now, this bit is tricky because it is.
Oh, that is.
We need to press.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at that. So, when it's in position, tighten the clamps and bolt on the intake pipe and airflow meter. Next, it's time for the wiring.
Because the airflow meter has moved from a sort of, well, here, it was much closer to the firewall, which is where the loom comes from. And that's not going to work. That's not going to be suitable for this.
I can pull it. Shall I pull it really hard? I'll let you.
I really wouldn't on that one.
Okay,
That's one of those ones that, bad things. Jackson Racing supply an extension. All we have to do is a slightly scary task. Cut the loom in half, about here. Then been provided a nice piece of loom with a set of crimp plugs and heat shrink. Get it all nice and watertight, put it back together, and in principle, route the cable nice and neatly down to the airflow meter, which is somewhere underneath Alex's place at the moment.
Cut the loom approximately halfway and expose the wires underneath.
I'm just having stripped these wires back. This is the car side of the wiring harness. I'm just twisting them up so they'll fit nicely into these little crimped connectors so that we can just pop them all together, match up the colours, and then do the same on the other end of the MAF loom, so that we've got this nice little extension which will take our loom over to the airbox.
Connect the wires, crimp the connections, and then waft the heat gun gently on the heat shrink for waterproofing. Finally, reattach everything you pulled off at the start, including the breather hose, and screw in the air intake support bracket. Now all that's left to do is to chuck in the filter, tighten the lid and apply the obligatory sticker. And there you have it, cold air intake done!
Look at that! Don't fist my exhaust. Look at it, look how pretty that looks. Right. Oh!